Stagnation, welcome back to the channel, the one and only channel. Okay, this is the only channel.
Was that your Trump?
Listen, this is my Trump. It is the only Trump out there. It is very good. It is the best.
Yo, won't believe it. Try that.
Yes.
Try that. Try that.
We will operate on Bitcoin, and there is nothing the banks can do,
Bitcoin only.
especially if you're SVB Bank. Okay. But before we even get into any of this Silicon Valley Bank madness, I'd like to stop the music first because we need to take a moment of silence to respect the OGs of the game. Jim Cramer.
I thought you were about to say to respect those that have lost all their money.
Well, I mean, who else is the root cause of people losing their money than this guy here? He's an OG in the game
Oh my god.
of whatever these people are doing. Thievery, I mean, scamming, what you want to call it, man.
Name it.
I like to start from here, bro, because we have done multiple videos
Yep.
where we point out this insanity.
People
That is, listen, hear name of show, Mad Money.
Your money about to be mad gone. Your money's about to be mad gone.
You've had some experience investing with Jim Cramer.
Yes.
How was your time as a Mad Money member or
let's just say,
subscriber, if you will?
I'm still holding the bag on Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
Jesus Christ!
Like almost 100K on that shit, man. I moved my entire 401k into that. Then I bought AIG. I bought a bunch of stuff, man, back in 2000. Like, oh yeah, this is a good investment. Even the CEO of the companies came out. Everything is fine. This is a good time to be buying. Never listen to this guy, man. I'm still feeling the punch. It's that bad.
Feeling the punch.
Yeah.
And especially if you're listening to Cramer right now, he has another punch for you. Silicon Valley Bank. Okay? We're going to listen to what Cramer said here. Keeping in mind where Silicon Valley Bank is right now, shall we?
Oh man, this is a really good time to pull up chats. Actually, I didn't have the chats ready.
No problem. It's no problem. Anybody can go pull up the chart, man.
The chat is SIVB.
Yes, if you're living under a rock, take this opportunity to pull up the chart and see what is happening, because you cannot ignore it, because at some point in time, okay, this thing is going to affect one person or another, and at some point across the board. You see the level of these failures that are happening right now.
65% after hours downwards.
At some point in time, you will be affected. I've already been affected by this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this Bitcoin that I bought, man. But anyway,
Wait a second. They said that Bitcoin is the Ponzi, right? And Bitcoin goes down 8% and everybody's crying. But you have one of the biggest banks that everybody trusts going down 65%, 90% in 1 or 2 days.
talking about massive entities that are going downward and only downward. Look at the value of the dollar. What direction is it heading in? I haven't seen that chart move back upward.
If you haven't seen our videos about the banks, please go and watch them right now.
Imagine if you put the Fibonacci sequence on the dollar price. How would that look like?
One would be like, wait.
Bro, they'll be at like 10.0.16, 100.0.16 in the downward direction. But we digress. Let's hear what Cramer has to say, okay?
The ninth best performer year to date is SVB Financial. Don't yawn. This company's a merchant bank with a deposit base that Wall Street had been mistakenly concerned about. SVB is the old Silicon Valley Bank. Recently bought one of our favorite research firms, Buffett Nathanson, and it's become less dependent upon private equity and venture capitalist offerings. Wait a second. Those dried up last year, they could come back. Yeah, some of them come back here with the stock directly reflects an oversold position. Stock was the fourth worst performer in 2022. I think the fears were not justified. It's a very compelling situation. Hey, by the way, long-term private equity and venture capital, they're not going away. Being the banker to these immense pools of capital has always been a very good business. Stock's still cheap. Now, you have to remember,
The stock is still cheap. At 320. The stock is still cheap. How did you feel about that one?
Like I said, I used to follow this guy. I've lost a lot of money with him. I'm still holding the bag with him. I've stopped listening to him a long time ago after
Yeah.
after 2008.
But wait, there is more. Okay.
Remember that a stock that falls 66%, like SVB Financial did last year, it takes it a lot more to recover. After losing 2/3 of your value, you need a 200% gain to get back to even. This is arithmetic. Some people call it geometry. So you could argue SVB's nearly 40% rally this year is barely a drop in the bucket. And that's how I want you to think it. I think it's also a good example of why these bounce back moves might be far from over. These stocks should have more room to run, especially if you think they were driven down to artificially low levels by tax loss selling, artificial dumping, like we saw.
Yeah. So
Tax loss sales, artificial dumping, but it still crashed.
listen, there is a level of confidence that this man exudes when he talks about these things on TV. He sounds like an expert. In fact, I'll give him that. He's an expert. And there's a level of confidence as a consumer, right? Where as you tune in to Mad Money, someone on a reputable source of information
Supposedly reputable.
like CNBC, there is supposed to be a level of confidence. However, when that level of confidence is shattered, you can no longer gain it, right? It's like seeing your doctor show up and your doctor is looking sharp, ready to go. You're like, okay. But then if you saw your doctor partying hard last night and then showed up the next morning, the trust levels will not be the same. Okay? This is supposed to be an expert giving people useful information, right? There's certifications and all sorts of things that you're supposed to take to qualify as someone who is able to give financial advice, right? This man is on TV misguiding people left and right daily, dragging people's bank accounts to oblivion. Yet there is no consequence. How many years going strong now? And this keeps happening over and over and over. Listen, it does not matter if you make money or not. He's getting paid regardless.
Yep.
Right?
But I sometimes wonder if it does this intentionally to actually do the inverse, because you can't trust these bankers.
How could it not be intentionally? Is there a reason for it not to be intentional? Because you have to, I get it, you're innocent until you're proven guilty type situation. However, if you flip it the other way, is there not, what is the incentive not to do it? You know? And there's a track record to go along with.
It's constant. Like, even at this point when it was like, I know it's not just Silicon Valley Bank that is in this image here. It has Tesla, Alliance, Meta, and all those guys. The funny part is that at the moment when it was saying this, even though it's telling the rest of the world that it's oversold, actually they were already overbought, and this was the time for you, if you were trading, to be exiting, not entering. Well, when I look at the charts of every single company, when after this clip, everything pointed downwards right afterwards.
But when you even look at, when you talk about doing due diligence, right, behind a bank like this, and due diligence in the crypto space as a whole, right? If these people did their due diligence, this bank is not something that should have been pushed to begin with. When you consider their dealings with FTX as well.
Yeah, but if you think about it though, they say about 50% of all the startups in America, which is about 65,000 startups, have their money in this bank. So of course you would think, oh, that's a good investment. I need to go put my money there.
Yeah, you would think so.
But then if you dig deeper, right, this same bank here, which is probably going to be another video that we're going to be making here, as you know, they say put money in treasury bonds because they're much safer.
Yeah.
So they put it in fixed treasury bonds. But of course, we have Jerome Powell here, pumping flexible rate interest rates.
Interest rates, yeah.
So we're already at 5.something% right now. Do you think people want to put their money in fixed rate interest rates at 1%?
Well, we're going to make a video talking about that. But here's the thing. I think that the same analogy I gave you at the beginning with the doctor and the loss of confidence, okay? I get it. is if you look at the flip of it as well, right? You get that confidence because you don't see what is happening in the background when it
Yes.
comes to due
Yes.
diligence,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I get it. That's why you're talking about just all these startups have their money in there, so we might as well just roll in. But
Reminds me of FTX now.
exactly. But here's the thing: that is not a good excuse, and that is definitely not the protocol. So if you're doing that, that is fine, but you're doing it based on trust,
Yeah.
right? Without verifying.
Yeah. But
Right.
how do you verify a bank when the bank doesn't
Listen,
even really have the money
Yeah,
there?
how can you only verify a bank when it's failing?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? You have to be able to do a due diligence because when you look at people like FTX, okay, when you look at people like FTX, now everyone is saying, how did these people not see it?
But we only see the numbers that they give us, which is made up
I understand.
numbers by the big accountants.
No, I understand, but now that we are seeing what is happening, right?
Yeah.
We are seeing that after these things happen, we realize that some people did not do their job in the beginning. Like FTX. BlackRock is invested in this thing.
Yeah.
How did they not see the massive scam that it was? If anyone is going to catch a scam, it should be BlackRock.
No, but they're the scammer themselves.
Which is why they should be able to catch a scam,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah,
They should
yeah.
be able to
I get
catch
it,
a
I
scam.
get it, I
They
get it, I
run
get it.
all the scams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they didn't catch it. How? You know? So in the same way, okay, this is pushing forward this lack of trust that people have in the system, okay? The same way there is the lack of trust coming from the media with Cramer there. Everything we see in this picture is just simple lack of trust. And this is the deterioration of the current financial system as we know it. And I'm telling you, Bitcoin is just standing on the side like whenever you're ready, coach.
I get it. It all comes together now.
Huh? Who knows, man? What do I know? I usually
Show
just-
after show, we've told you guys
I'm
that
just rambling.
show after show, we've told you guys that you've been made to trust the banks. We just had a major bank failure, and we currently have a bank run going on. We're not even sure what's going to happen by Monday morning. And we're telling you there's a blockchain out there, guys, that literally allows you to be more transparent and allows to be trustless. You can see where all that money action is going on the Bitcoin blockchain, which is why we're Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Hey,
Don't trust Cramer, trust Bitcoin.
personally, okay, I like to wake up in the morning, turn on CNBC, and listen to Mad Money Cramer.
Bye, 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 bye.
I like to listen to someone who was running the streets with Jesus back in his day tell me about the future of investing.
Oh, Charlie Munger.
Right after that, I pick up my phone with the rotary and I call my broker. And I'm like, hello? Yes. So SVB is coming up. If you can pick up 7 shares.
Oh, shit.
Hmm?
You just connected the dot the other day. Remember Gigi, Gary Gensler was on his education channel the other day saying, you need a verified investor, someone that has been accredited. Well, you got one here.
Listen. There's only one way.
Gary Gensler has sent you to the sent you
I'm
over
dead. Yeah,
to
yeah,
the wolves
yeah.
of Wall Street.
Hey, Gensler is getting referral fees, man. He's getting referral fees from Cramer.
Send you over to the wolf to eat you alive.
Oh my goodness! Listen, man. Double O. We'll wrap up this video. This is ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. Listen. Everything considered in this video, I don't know what to say now. Be cautious is the point, okay? Look into Bitcoin. Understand where the future of finance can be. Instead of just going with the status quo. Is really what I would say.
Yep.
With that being said, man, let's do some videos talking about this SGB people.
All right, let's do it.
Until next time. Brazen out.
Double O.